Hi, this is another in my series of learning SQL on PostgreSQL, and it's based on my book, which is available at Franklin Beetle or Amazon or any other bookstore. One other thing I would like to remind you is that you can get the database that I'm working with by going to GitHub, spconger, github.com spconger, going to database schema, going to other scripts, and getting the community assist PG script, PG for Postgres. And what you want to do is take it as raw and select it and copy it, and then take it to PG admin and paste it and then run. I'm not going to run right now because I already have it. But you will need to create the database community assist, and you do that by just doing create database and give it the name community assist, and then run this script, and you will have the database that I am working with. Okay. This video is going to focus on outer joins. As you recall, if you saw the earlier one, an inner join returns only matching rows from the join sets. An outer join returns both matched and unmatched records in the result set. A left outer join returns all the records in the first table or the set listed and only matched tables from the join table. A right outer join returns all the records in the second table and only the matched ones from the first table listed. A full join returns all the records from both sets, whether they are matched or not. In all of these, left and right are left and right outer join. The outer word is optional. So we'll go look at some outer joins. All right, we're going to look at outer joins. And what first outer join we're going to do is we're going to look at what grant types have never been requested in a grant application. And the first one will be a left outer join. A left outer join is basically, if you look at these are right, left. So a left outer join returns every record, whether it matches or not, from grant application, but only the matching records from grant type. All right, so I'm going to select grant type name, and I'm going to select the grant type key from grant application so that you can see that what happens here. I'm going to, for first try, I'm going to leave out the where clause. So if you go through here, you see all these numbers, things for the grant type key, but when we get to funeral and travel at the end, they have nulls. And they have nulls because they were never asked for. And if I want to see just them, I can just add where grant application dot grant type key is null. It's important that you ask from the left table if you're doing a left join. So then we have travel and funeral. Those are the only ones that were never asked for. As I mentioned, the right outer join is exactly the same, except that we switch the tables. The right table is now grant application. That's the one you want to join. It will really return everything, even if it's null. And grant type, which will return all of the grant types. So we're doing a right outer join this time, which is just the only difference is which table comes first and which table comes second. I'll run the whole thing, and you'll see that it has exactly the same result. Why right versus left? It's purely a preference, whichever way you like to imagine it. There is no difference between them. A full join returns everything in both tables, regardless of the order. If your database is well constructed, it should return exactly the same as what the outer joins would, and particularly if you add the where application grant key is null. Another aspect of this, is I'm using a simpler way to show how the tables join, saying using grant type key. Using is a keyword that you can do instead of on. It only works if the key and the foreign key have exactly the same name. Also, it's not available in every flavor of SQL, but it is in PostgreSQL. So let's run this, and you'll see that it has exactly the same result. So I wanted to give another couple of examples. So I wanted to look at job position. Um, Actually, I've already done the insert there. So it does not have test. And if we run this to insert into job position a value called test, this is a value that no employee will have. No employee will have the job position test. So we could look at that now. Once I've done the insert, the test is there. Inserts will be covered later. You basically just run them. If I were to run it again, it would have two tests. So I won't run it again. But we'll cover inserts at a later time. But it's the way you add data to a table. All right, so nobody has that job. So here's a left join, again using the using, where it shows that the test is the job that nobody has. A right version, again the difference is which table comes first, and it has exactly the same position. What did it come up with? From employee position, left join job position. I didn't change it to right. I guess this is good instructive. I copied it without changing it. So right join will show when it's in this position that there is test is the one done. And then the third one is a full join, which will have exactly the same result. All right, I think this is for outer joins. Again, outer joins are useful for finding records that do not match. They could be really useful for like finding a customer that does not have a purchase, for instance. All right, there are other kinds of joins, just to mention them. There are natural joins and there are non-equi joins and etc. I'm not going to cover them in these videos. They are in the book. The next thing I'm going to cover is subqueries. That will be the topic of the next video. All right, I'll see you then.